What's up everybody, it's Billion Boy. Today I've got a tutorial for you on chords. I'm just going to show you guys some basic music theory. This tutorial is really targeted for beginners, people who are just really starting out with FL Studio. I'll just go ahead and say sorry about the audio quality here, guys. I don't really have a mic right now, anyways. That's enough foreplay. Let's get into the action. I'm going to go ahead and right click here and click in the piano roll. Open this up. I'm going to go ahead and click here on the stamp button. And we're going to go down to melodic scales. Really, when you're a beginner, you only want to stick to, two different scales, and those are the major and minor. Right here, Aeolian scale and major. These two scales, major is really going to give you like that kind of happy sound. And in this case, when you're just doing the basic stuff, I don't really like major because it sounds kind of cheesy in my opinion. So I usually stick to Aeolian scale here. It gives you kind of the more emotional chords. Stuff like that. It gives you an emotional sound, With that being said, though, that doesn't mean you can't make emotional sounds with the major scale, and vice versa, You can really make whatever you want depending on the variations you use in the scale. So I'm going to go ahead and place this here on C. I'm going to shrink it down so it doesn't cover the whole bar. So what we want to do first here is go and mute these notes so we're not hearing them. And we want to count out the notes in the scale. So we got 1 here is our C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so we got our C note here. This is just our root note. What I'm going to do to build a chord, I'm just going to build a triad, which is a 3-note chord. I'm going to skip a note and then place one. So I'm going up, skipping the D, and place one. Now I'm going to go up, skip the F, and place a G here. So now what we got is a triad. This is a minor chord. And the way we can tell this is by the layout of the notes in the chord. So I got a C here. And then I've got my D sharp, right? But in between these first two, my first and the third, I've got 2 spaces, right? And that is basically my leading indicator that this is a minor chord. Now, in between the 3rd and the 5th note here, between our 3rd and our 5th, we've got 3 spaces, which is my second indicator that this is a minor chord. Now, if it was a major chord, it would be flipped, right? Now it would have 3 spaces and 2. Okay. By the way, if you want to know how to do this, you got to hold Control, select the note. Now I'm going to hit Shift and hit the down arrow. You can just move it 1 space there. Alright, so in this chord progression, I'm going to go ahead and just build a 1-4-5, something really simple. I'm just going to go ahead here from the 1, we got C, right? Now I'm going to go up to a 4 on this next bar. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, which is our F. So this is our root note of our new chord, okay? Now we're going to make our 3rd note, right? We get a skip 1. Alright, so now when we get up here to the top of the scale, we got to skip this, okay? And we're going to go up to the C. Right? That's our next note in the scale. A, and then it flips back down to C. Okay? So I'm going to place this here. And I don't really want it up high right now. I just don't really want it right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it, Control, left click, and select it. Then I'm going to hold Control and hit the down arrow. And that is going to bring it a whole octave down. Just trying to show you guys some quick hotkeys that will help you with the whole process, so you don't have to manually drag everything around with the mouse. Alright, so let's see how this sounds. I'm liking the way that sounds. What I'm going to do is go from 1, we got the 1, 4, and now I'm going to hit 5 right here. So if we count up in the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. G is our 5 note. Okay? So that is our root note in this chord. Okay. So now I'm going to do the skipping note. I'm just going to skip this next note here, which is the G, and hit an A. Now I'm going to skip a note, which is the C. I'll go up to the D here. So I kind of like the way that sounded, how it went back to the 1 right there after this 5 chord. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold Control and select all 3 of these notes, right? I'm going to let go of everything, and then I'm going to hold Shift, and I'm going to drag this note, click and drag it all the way over here. And let's just see how this sounds. Alright, so that sounds pretty nice. I'm liking the way that sounds. So you can always mix it up and, make something different with all starting out on different notes, all the way through the chord progression. I can't stress that enough. Just experiment with it, man. Just try different stuff. Try stuff that you haven't done before, something that's out of your comfort zone. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to show you is what we call a chord inversion. It's just a good way to take your basic triad here and just give it a little more something. Just add a little bit of flavor to it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take our third note here in the first chord, and I am going to hold control and hit the up arrow and move it up an octave. Alright, so that you can just tell that adds a little something to it. This adds a little bit more uniqueness to it. Now let's compare it real quick. It just adds a little flavor to it. So let's try that with this chord right here. I'm going to move this up and see how it sounds. So chord inversions can change the way the chords kind of flow together. What I've got right now, based on my top notes, the top note melody, it's kind of a staircase just going down. And you can hear that when I play the chords just because I did those chord inversions. We're just stepping down every chord. And now, if I want to take this back up, just pull that up here. Right now this last chord, it sounds just too low. It sounds like something's just not right there. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to pull it up. Maybe, actually I'll start right here. Pull this C up. So you see that just adds some uniqueness to it. It just changes the sound up. I can't stress this enough, guys. Like, this is a really basic chord progression here. It's just a 1-4-5, but mix it up. Start with different notes. Just experiment with things, because you'll end up coming with some unique sounds that you'll like and other people will like to hear. You're just gonna mess around with it, do your own thing. Don't just do everything that everybody else does. That's not really gonna get you anywhere. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. If you've got friends that are starting out, needing some help, recommend this video to them. It should help them out with their chords. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.